Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Adam.
And I'm Noah.
And we are
Team Genesis.
There's too many men, too many people, making too many problems, and not much love to go around. Can't you see this is a land of confusion? This is the world we live in, and these are the hands we give up. Use them, let's start trying to make it a place worth living in.
Everybody knows the old axiom. Sex sells. Boy, does it ever.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, you can't even turn on the television these days without seeing some hot-bodied, half-naked, well-oiled girls wrestling and fingering and spanking each other in gratuitous amounts of pudding.
No, what are you talking about?
Porn.
And what does that have to do with advertising?
No, I'm serious. There's just way too much pudding.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the fact of the matter is that the idea of sex selling is a myth. It's a flat-out lie. I mean, think about it. When was the last time that you saw a commercial that used sex to sell the product? I mean, sure, people in commercials will be attractive, glamorous even, but not sexy.
The problem is that people are drawn to sex in the commercials, but it doesn't help sell the product. Sex is only selling itself. And maybe Ebony, but that's a different story.
That's very much a different story. But the fact of the matter is that while you will see sex in movies, you'll see it in television, you'll see it in music videos, you'll see it all over the place. People are drawn to it, but you won't see sex in one place, and that place is commercials.
But there's one company that didn't get the memo.
Axe is an odd product, in that I see its commercials all the time, yet I'm still not entirely sure what it's supposed to do. From its use, I'd guess that it makes you smell nice, but it doesn't. From its application, I'd guess that it makes you clean, but it doesn't. And from its name, I'd guess that maybe it cuts you, but I'm assuming it doesn't. I can only imagine how that went over at the ad agency.
So we've got this new product.
What's it do?
I don't know.
What's it called?
Axe.
Is it an axe?
I don't think so.
How much does it cost?
Too much.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Probably not.
Alright, let me think. Tits.
Okay! And that's basically what these commercials are.
And of all the commercials I've seen on TV, it's hard to say that I have found any so horrifically unappealing.
What are you, gay?
Yes. Yes, I am.
This here is a pretty standard example of an Axe ad. Maybe a bit longer than most, but here we see a stampede of women charging at this one guy because he used Axe or something.
And before we even get into how inane that is, it raises the question, why would you want to be in the middle of a stampede of anything?
Now, that example might be a little over the top, maybe. So let's take a look at a couple others.
Well, what about...
Boom, chicka, wah, wah.
Okay, that's pretty much it. The message of all of these commercials is that Axe will drive women into a sexual frenzy over you. How did they get the green light for that?
Refuge in Audacity.
What?
Refuge in Audacity.
You know, I've got to agree, but if that's the case, then I would say they didn't go far enough. If sex is ubiquitous in our media, then how is this going to be special?
Yeah, I mean, to have a commercial that really does make you go, whoa, I can't believe they crossed that line. They'd have to have it in a dildo-shaped can or something.
I might actually buy that.
And it's sexist!
What?
Yeah, showing women in ads like that, acting like they do, that's just sexist.
If I could get serious for a moment, I think we should stroll over to the feminist corner.
I say it's sexist because it's acting as if any man could just take some of this magical spray and have any woman become his sex slaves.
See, I would disagree, because notice that in these commercials, it's the women who are acting on their own sexuality. I mean, they, in a sense, are the ones who are treating the men as sexual objects, using them only for their own sexual gratification. So, it's only sexist if we consider women being sexual to simply be catering to male fantasy.
Wait, isn't it designed for a man, the product? And it's a man's commercial, probably directed by a man?
Good point. So, I suppose the opinion remains divided. We will see you next time on Feminist Corner.
But, does Axe actually work?
What, do you mean?
Make women have sex with you?
Well, that's actually an interesting question. I once knew a girl who said that Axe makes a girl feel tingly, but in all the wrong ways, if you know what I mean. And interestingly enough, to this day, I have no idea what she means.
Well, luckily, we can see for ourselves.
It's not even shaped like a dildo. I mean, come on. Let me see this. Look at this. May cause death. So, I mean, look, they even have directions on here. Avoid contact with broken skin and face when spraying. So, avoid contact with broken skin and... Oh, I'm going to try this out. Okay. That's a little twisty thing. So I'm going to shake this up. I'm going to avoid contact with broken skin. Face it. So I'll point it at my face. Oh, better take my glasses off just to be on the safe side.
Safety is important.
Yes.
That was just a test.
I regret nothing.
Okay. So, we've seen Axe's effect on... I still have this mustache on. We've seen its effect on women, but what would its effect be on gay men? I mean, they're both attracted to men, right?
It's been done.
Like parody?
There's a French Axe commercial that pretty much does just that.
Oh.
Axe, eau de toilette déodorant.
Wow.
See, I would say that I find those commercials to be horrifically offensive, but to be honest, they're not.
I still don't get it. Are they satire? Are they some sort of commentary on something? Or...
See, it's interesting that you should bring that up, because you could say that, but at the same time it raises the question of what they're supposed to be a parody of. Since they're essentially pioneering this marketing strategy rather than commenting on something that already exists, on top of which the entire parody strategy normally doesn't work. I mean, especially if you're going for social commentary, because you do have some successful campaigns that go for that. Say, for example, the Geico ads from a while back, but that was only successful because it used a bait and switch and parodied other commercials. With this, that doesn't do anything to enhance a product, or to enhance its image, or to appeal to any sort of... Because, Noah, are you trying to set me on fire?
Yes. But really, the worst part about all this is that you can't go anywhere without seeing these cans. They're frighteningly successful, and in every locker room in this country, at least in high schools, you'll see it, you'll smell it, and you'll hear it, and it's terrible hissing.
I mean, at the same time, is it really that surprising? Stupid as it is, it's a good campaign. The commercials are well made, some of them are kind of funny, some of them are painful to sit through, but they work. The commercials are juvenile, okay? They are immature. There is no denying that. But at the same time, that is their biggest selling point. Because, I mean, think about it. What they do is they appeal to this ridiculous adolescent fantasy that every boy has at some point or another. And while they're not saying that they can fulfill it, what they're doing is that they're acknowledging it. They're saying that it's okay. And because of that, they're taking a product that you buy because you smell bad and turning it into a symbol of triumph. I mean, what's necessary about any marketing campaign is for it to be identifiable and for it to be memorable. This campaign is both, and it's because of that that Axe is one of the most successful products. One of the most successful deodorants, body sprays, etc., Noah, that we know to date.
But Tag, on the other hand...
Tag is the cum of Satan.